Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you.
Yeah, what's good, everybody? I'm making this video today because it's needed. You know, I've been working on something within myself for, these past couple years or whatever, but I'm finally getting to the point where, I'm figuring out, I know what I need to do to silence the ego. And that's what this video is called, silencing the ego. Like, what is the ego? Why do we need to silence it? That's what we're going to, talk about in this video. But I'm pretty much discovering, like, how much we need silence. Silence outside of us, silence within us. And for me to, pretty much call this video silencing the ego, it's kind of hard to put it into words, but I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna do it because it's like we really need to silence the ego, which is putting that part of your mind in check. To me, I like to describe the ego as the part of us that edges God out. The part of us that almost torments our own selves. And that's one of the reasons why we need to silence it, to be aware of it, so that we can silence it. So for me, like, let's say when we first wake up, I feel like that's when the ego might have, a hold of us more so than any part of the day. So when we first wake up, it's good to be aware of the thoughts we're thinking and actually, inhale, exhale. You know what I'm saying? To hear your breath more than your thoughts when you first wake up or whenever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm focusing on, to focus on the outside noises rather than the inside noises, rather than my thoughts. Because that's what's really keeping us down, bro. If we literally listening to these negative thoughts, that shit's gonna keep us down, my nigga, straight up. And smoking, my nigga, I feel like it just, what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say enhance, but it's another word that marijuana does to our thoughts. So, to me, it don't matter if you're thinking negative or positive. Weed is going to make it stronger. And that's why some people don't smoke. That's why some people love smoking. Weed is going to make it stronger. It's going to enhance whatever type of thought energy you are putting out. So, like me, I'm focused on silencing the ego. I understand the importance of, being silent. But what I really wanted people to understand is, like, we have to put our own egos in check. And this comes to another question that I've been asking myself, and I want to ask other females. Like, why do most females want a man to put them in check? I personally think it's because females have a harder time with their ego. So it's almost like they want a man to put their ego in check. Silencing the ego it's challenging, but it's definitely worth it, because why wouldn't we want an encourager in our own heads? You know what I'm saying? That's what happens when you silence the ego. You become the encourager. I personally feel like a lot of us have a tormentor in our own heads, and that part of us is the part that edges God out. So until we learn to focus on our breath more than our thoughts, until we straight up just tell ourselves, yo, I want to focus on the outside noises more than my thoughts, until we just make this known, bro, like, to be more aware of the thoughts you're thinking throughout the day, rather than just thinking and thinking. I'm trying to tell you, bro, it's gonna tee you up in this life shit, straight up, my nigga. And it's just like, without the ego, you know what I'm saying, you can smile more, you just feel better, you feel more lighter. It's just straight up like, just a better you. The ego is necessary, but it's also necessary to silence it, or silence the mind. I got a blog called Inner Space. Pretty much inner silence. It's when you know what I'm saying, just focused on the silence that's around you, or the sound effects more than those thoughts. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think that's it for this video. Silencing the ego is something I want to talk about. It's something that I feel like we all should do. It's a challenge, but at the end of the day, we're going to all have to do it. Rough guy out.